Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are back in the sim. We are looking at the brand new Fenix A321 CEO, released Monday. It's now Thursday time of recording. Got it all set up. I've done a test flight. It's been brilliant, the 319 and 321. But today I thought we'd do a long flight in the aircraft, holiday flight from Stuttgart down to Lanzarote. Flight time of 3 hours and 50 minutes. We are quite heavy. We're taking nearly 17 tons of fuel. 202 passengers from Stuttgart today. We are Condor 18. Like I said, 3 hours 50 minutes in the air. Might be a bit longer. There is a bit of weather en route which we're trying to avoid. Just as we enter Spanish airspace, sort of down the east coast of Spain, there's a massive weather cell down the entire length. We're going to be flying parallel alongside that, and then when we cut across in sort of Portuguese airspace and into the Atlantic Ocean and start our crossing the sea, there is a little bit of weather sort of over the northern part of Morocco, but it shouldn't really get to us. There is forecast to be a bit of weather later in Lanzarote. There's just some weather to the south of Gran Canaria and Fuerteventura, the islands, which is just south, but that shouldn't cause much of a problem. It's just a layer of cloud. At the moment we're scheduled to arrive on ILS 03. If the winds do change, we'll have to do that nice vertical speed approach over the mountains. But the Fenix have flown it. It's been updated. They've updated the fly-by-wire. It's got a plethora of new changes. It's brilliant. So let's jump into it. So we're cold and dark here at Stuttgart. So we're going to go BAT 1 and 2. And external power. Airplane's coming alive. We'll get the nav and logo lights on. Emergency exits on. We'll get the no smoking sign on. And we'll get the crew supply on so they can start their preparation. We'll get the IRSs to nav, and we'll leave the fuel pumps. We don't need to touch them. We'll get our flight plan set up here. We're cruising at 330, so this is the weather down here. Oh, so it is windy, so the wind is picking up. It's always windy in Lanzarote and sort of Fuerteventura. The Canary Islands are known for it. That weather might be causing a bit of a blustery arrival. 362, we're arriving on runway 03, so we'll just have to see. But here it's lovely weather in Stuttgart, 22 degrees, and when we get down there it's nice, 28 degrees. This is our routing today, so it's quite long routing, and then as you can see, sort of splitting Europe in half, going all the way through sort of Germany, a little bit of Switzerland, and then into France, over Spain, just south of Portugal, and then hugging the Moroccan coast all the way down to Gran Canaria, Lanzarote, at 3 hours 51 minutes airborne. So we're going to get the weight and balances loaded. We'll get the aircraft loading fast time. Don't have GSX. So let's just change some sim settings. I just want my barometric pressures linked, so I don't get the fault light. And the pressure here is, we'll update it, 1015, and we'll get that plugged in there. Jump down here, we'll go FMGC, init reference, request init. There you go, there's our flight plan. Like I said, we are CFG, Condor 18, cost index of 5, cruising at 330. The Airbus 321 likes to cruise low, especially the CEO, because of the wing structure. It's a longer aeroplane with a smaller wing base, so it cruises lower. We'll go to flight plan. All that's plugged in. We'll go to departure. We're departing off 25 today on the ROT W5 Bravo, and we'll insert that. Lovely, that all looks good to me. And then let me just double check I'm just going to check on flight radar 24 to see what the aircraft are doing at Lanzarote. Yeah, so they are departing off 03 and arriving on 03. And let me just go onto my little app I've got. The weather's the same as the METAR, so lovely. Arrival, ILS Zulu 03. We're going to be arriving on the Turt 1 Papa. Or is it the Turt 9 Papa? Sorry, yeah, Turt 9 Papa. And that's going to be via Bapple, usually. Bapple, yeah. And we'll insert that. We'll go flight plan and we'll have a look through this as well. I think they've fixed something with the frames as well, because I'm getting really good frames. I did a flight from Stockholm Arlanda or Oslo Gardermoen as Sun class, and I flew down to Malaga yesterday, and the frames were brilliant. So let's go to plan. We'll go constraints, 20-mile range, and we'll flick through this. So the arrival straight, it's easy enough. Then here's the arrival. So because it's busy and it's the summer season, usually what they'll do is sort of let you fly the full approach. But if it is quieter, they'll skip this bit out and they'll go direct Bapple. Then it brings you quite close to the runway, and if we have to do the vertical speed approach, which I don't think we'll have to do, that's quite interesting. So you'll have to do sort of an RNAV, and then it goes into vertical speed 1,000 feet per minute, and then you hand fly through a mountain into runway, the other runway. Right, we'll go flight. We'll get the AOC menu up on this side, and we'll do the receive messages just to make sure that we've got the load sheet activated, which will activate. Lovely, and we'll get the master switch on for the APU, and we'll start the APU. And the outside air temperature is 22 degrees, so we'll go init reference 22 degrees. Lovely, that's in there. And we'll go winds, and we'll get a wind request in. The APU starting. There's our winds. They've all uplinked, so it'll give us a proper guidance on how long it's going to take us. We'll arm the speed brake. We'll get the predicted wind shear on as well. And then let's go and put some fixed rings in, because we're going to wait for the aircraft to give us the information that the EFB's loaded everything up. So we'll go Golf Charlie Romeo Romeo, which is Lanzarote. We'll go 10-mile fixed ring, and then same again, Golf Charlie Romeo Romeo. And we're gonna go up to 340 is our max cruise altitude. So we'll go 102. There you go, flight plan. So even though we're going to burn a lot of fuel because of the short wing base, we have to keep it quite low for the whole flight, which is understandable. You'll see as well, compared to, so I've flown the 319 into Zurich, and it climbs nicely like a 320 really. There's not much difference, but with the 321 you notice that you have to be more careful with the climbs and what restrictions you have, especially with sort of the altitude restraints. If you're in like the 7.3 or the A321-200, you go straight up to you cruise at 3.6 to 3.80 depending on your flight length. But in this aircraft they always, unless you're a really short flight, really light, they like to keep you low. And it's not too bad. 3 hours 50 minutes is not bad for a flight time to Lanzarote. It's the closest island to mainland Europe anyway, in the Canary Islands. So we've got 2 minutes left on the IRS alignment. Ground services with a mass weight balance. So still loading. We're not going to be anywhere near our max takeoff weight. When I did that flight from where did I go? Was it Oslo? So I went to Oslo to Malaga, and we took off with, I think we were nearly max takeoff weight, because we had 220 passengers and full load of fuel basically. It took us 4 hours 50 minutes to get down there. So it's not too bad. And let's have a look at the. And so there is. Well, we'll wait until the IRSs are aligned, but I don't think there's any constraints on the SID. So we'll have to look in a second. This scenery here is by Sim. The livery you see is just by the Fenix install. That's really nice. I really like the Condor liveries. I think they're so cool. I can't wait to get the Sharklets as well, because I have some nice ones in the Sharklets, like the red one. It's my favourite livery. And then the scenery when we get down to Lanzarote is, I forgot who that's by. It might be by Aerosoft. Let me just double check. So Just Flight, sorry. Is it Just Flight? Yes. Just Flight Lanzarote, not Just Sim. So yeah. And that's a nice scenery as well. And the IRS is aligned, lovely. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward departure. Now we're going to get GPS primary, lovely, and we'll go flight plan. So there is no restriction, I don't believe. No. Lovely. So we'll go up to 6,000 initially, because when you do a SID they usually keep you low, especially over busy airspace over Germany and stuff. And those are all on VORs as well. We'll get constraints and VORs on the first officer's side, and we get the APU bleed on and the external power off. Fuel pumps can all come on now, and we get the seatbelt sign off because we are fully loaded with fuel. Just waiting for the final couple of passengers to come on, which should not be long. Another 3 passengers. The last couple on the roof of the airport as well. If you look, some aircraft mounting onto there. I don't know what the rest are. Looks sort of Soviet Russian. There you go, so we're fully boarded now as the jetway disappears. Jump into the flight deck now. We'll clear, so we'll send that to MCDU, and we'll just double check on this side that we have that. We'll go menu, ATSU menu, AOC, received messages, and we'll accept the final load sheet, which looks good. So we've got 202 passengers plus 3 infants. We'll go flight plan on the first officer's side because I'm doing the flying. That all looks good to me. We'll go performance. Let's get our performance data plugged in. So we're going to be doing a runway 25 departure. It's dry. Sync the load sheet. Sync the weather. And we'll calculate that. TOGA required packs off. Lovely. Flap 2/up6. Just send that to MCDU. And that's all plugged in there nicely. What we can do now is we'll get rid of all the ground equipment. So we're ready to go. Get the beacon on. We'll ask for not the camera, sorry. Ask for a pushback. I'll do that. Press pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Wait for pushback. Speaking about the Fenix again, guys, it's $39.99 for, that's British pounds, for the 321 and 319 bundle. At the moment they have got a little sale on, so you can buy the base pack, which is the 320, and the rest for $79.99,
the bypass pin is
which I think is a brilliant
all doors
price.
and hatches closed and all
The
ground
aircraft
equipment
fine.
is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
They're going to lift
Parking
us.
brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
You're
All
cleared
the
for
liveries
start
are
and
brilliant
push.
as well. They're all made by like Atrium and
Okay,
stuff.
cleared for push
The
start.
base liveries.
Please release parking brake.
So release parking brake.
Parking brakes are
Ignition
released.
start.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
And we get engine number 2 on the go. And there's engine start. And these CFM 56s on these 321s, as you can see the chevron shark clip thing there. It's for noise, the higher rated thrust on the Airbus 321, because of course it's a heavier airframe. That's engine number 2 started, so we'll go through number 1. And another feature of the A321 is the double slotted flaps, which we'll see when we go to flap 2 in a second. There's not much difference between the 320 family. Not major difference anyway. They've done something to the sounds in this aircraft, because that's brilliant, the hum. And there's the bus transfer over, and a veil should appear in a
Okay,
second.
pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering
And there you
aircraft.
go, both engines are stable and started. We're going max auto brake
Ground.
as well.
Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
APU
Roger.
off.
Good engine start.
Master
Clear to
switch
disconnect.
off.
See
Taxi
you at the
lights
side.
on.
Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
And we'll get flaps 2 selected, and the start switch to norm now, and we'll go flight controls, and we're going to trim up 6, and we'll get pack 2 off, and let's do a little flight control check. So flaps are 2 selected in the FCDU and 2 selected here, not FCDU, FMGS, and then we'll go full right neutral, or left neutral, full forward neutral, full back neutral. Now for the rudders, it looks like the rudder is slightly left of centre. Ah, there you go, it's fixed itself. So full left, full right, all flight controls are free and correct. So we'll release the parking brake. We'll go in sim settings, because I don't have thrust levers, so we'll go implement thrust, and we'll add 3 notches. It's a heavy aircraft, it needs a lot of thrust to get going, especially today, because we're going all the way down to Lanzarote in the Canary Islands. So the taxiing today, we've got to go down the whole length of the runway basically, which is a bit annoying. So we're going to turn right here in a second at Lima 2 to November, and then Sierra maybe, and then just follow the runway down all the way to the end. Full length, packs off departure, full toga, follow the SID. The Airbus will do everything for us. I think what I'll do is I might put the autopilot on a bit earlier, and then when we do the thrust reduction I'll go to a wing view, because the sounds are brilliant. Right, so let's do the takeoff config check. Let everything run for a second, and we'll ding the cabin. Tell them we're going to take off shortly. Also forgot about the TCAS. There you go. Feels a lot nicer to taxi as well, I've noticed. It's more smooth. So November's the next one. I did say maybe November. There's the cabin crew. And I think we'll go November. It's got to remember a lot longer aircraft. So you're going to sort of let the aircraft sit over the line for a second. A bit like the triple. There you go. Phoenix have done a brilliant job with this aeroplane again. Go quickly outside and have a little taxi view outside. It just looks brilliant, doesn't it? And then, so we'll carry on this taxiway all the way down to the end. And you can see from that little view that I did how short the wings are compared to the aircraft. And we'll get pack 1 off now. It's not going to get too hot in the cabin, I don't think. So 21 knots, that's a nice taxiing speed. So the fire department to our left. Like I said, the frame's brilliant. I don't know what it is about the 320, it's just so heavy on frames. But now it's not. I haven't flown it since the new update, but I'm assuming it's going to be like this. Just watching that speed as we're going downhill now, so we are heavier, so it's going to run away. Right, nearly coming up to our exit point. So we're literally going to go to the end, full length, like I said. So 16.1 tonnes of fuel at the moment. I think he says we should be landing with 3.8 in the reserves. So what we'll do now is we'll ding the cabin crew once more, tell them we're definitely taking off now. And we'll get all the lights on now. There you go. So we are ready to go. Packs are off. Slow it down a bit here. That was a good lineup. Right, let's go. So, stand on the brakes. 50%. Turn off that so we can just go into tow gap. Forward pressure, stable. Man tow gap. SRS runway nav blue. And we are going 60 knots. Neutral by 100. Knots neutral. There's V1. There's rotate. Up we go. Positive brake gear up. Goodbye Stuttgart. So calm winds, 4 knots, slightly left. We'll go autopilot 1. Let's listen to the thrust reduction. And that was nice. So thrust climb. And we'll go straight up. 330. There's some German countryside to say goodbye. So we'll go to this view here, watch the flaps come in. Come to slats 1. So you're only climbing 1,000 feet per minute. Really slow. And pack 1, come on now. .30 seconds to wait, flaps up, we are clean. Bit of bump there. Did start the clock, so we'll start it now. And 30 seconds gone, pack 2. And the aircraft is being pressurised now. We're only at 5,000 feet now, look at that. We go standard. Release the crew, they can start their services. Wing light, runway turn off light, taxi light come off now. we are at our climb speed at the moment, holding 10 degrees, going up to about 3,000 feet. Yeah, that's better. Like we said though, the aircraft is long and heavy. It's going to take a while. Going through 7,500 feet now. We can disarm the speed brake. And that's it. All we can do for now. The aircraft's clean, got it in a nice state. Our left turn, and look, you can see the green dot speed of 240 knots there, and this bar, look how close it is. Right, so we're at 10,000 feet now, landing lights can come off. I'm going to start accelerating. And it's quite calm, so we get the seatbelt signs off now. And that is us pretty much set until we start ascending to Lanzarote. So guys, I'll leave you now with some time cruise highlights, and I'll see you in about 3 hours when we start ascending to Lanzarote. Hello, ladies and boys and girls, welcome to the Sim. We are now descending through 17,000 feet Latest weather down in Lanzarote is just updated. So it's 01018 knots. It's temporarily gusting 25. It's 28 degrees. So it's going to be windy when we arrive. We know that. It's always windy when you get to Lanzarote. It's 28 degrees, like I said. 1017 on the QH. Get that set now. There you go. Seat passengers now. We've gone from medium auto brake, and I'm going to go full config. The island is just a bit close, as you can see. Looking stunning as usual. And the runway should be there. Or there, no, sorry, it's there. So as you can see, there's some big hills here that go sort of parallel to the runway, and they are quite high. So when you do, I mean, it's not apparent now because the photogrammetry chairs are working, but if we were to do the vertical speed approach, it would bring you in straight across the island, you would turn in, find an angle, and then cut in. It's quite a fun approach. I've done it lots in X-Plane, not in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's the first time flying to Lanzarote in the sim actually. And then we're not going to fly the full approach. What I'm going to do is we're going to go down from Aledu. So Aledu's there. We're going to get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. I'm going to go direct back one. There you go. And that should sort us out a little bit better. So the 321 has been flying quite nicely actually. Missed all that weather, luckily we're above it. We're flying 340. And it looks stunning there. Lovely. We can get the landing system on. Landing systems on now. That should be okay. We'll go performance. Next page. Our app is going to be 145 this morning. 145. VLS 140. It's gusting, I'm going to go 150 knots. Change that, the approach 150. It's going to be windy, it's going to be gusting, I'd rather be slightly fast. Especially into an island like this, the winds are very unpredictable. We're going full flat anyway, so we should be okay. Make sure that the overhead's okay. Yep. There's the island. So we've avoided the weather. I have checked, the weather's actually gone all the way over to Morocco. You can't see much of it. On my app it says that Morocco's covered in cloud. I suppose it's slightly too far to see. But if we had a weather radar, it would be interesting to see what's over here. I hope it doesn't level off. I don't think it should. It's gone straight past. That's okay. So we're getting 312 now. We'll just get the landing lights on. So now that the landing lights are on, there is the Airbus. You don't have to do a lot, do you? It's nice and easy. So we'll get the performance page up there. Keep it on this. And then flight plan and then make sure that's updated. So it wants us a Ledu at 220 knots. That seems a bit excessive to me. So what I'm going to do is it wants us at the Ledu Baffle cargo decel to Bob's at 3000. So it wants us at just below 3000. And we'll keep it like that. We'll pull the speed. I'm actually going to fly 240 and I'll add a little bit of speed brake just to get down to 240. I'll actually slow that line down now. And I'll throw that speed brake in. Yeah, because this 220 there, I mean, it's going to take us ages to get around that. The rest of this the star, sorry, it takes ages. So we'll just pop that into manage mode. Well, no, not manage mode. Sorry, pop it into speed. Pull the speed ourselves. We'll control it. Just 220 just seems slightly too low, especially because we're not on that sim. If there was traffic, I'd probably do it more realistic and just keep it at 220 because we'd be following some traffic down here, but we're not, so we'll go 240, 900 feet per minute. It's getting a bit bumpy now. So Lanzarote's airport, the runway is not the longest, and there is some high terrain right in front. So the go around is simple. I think it's just wide runway heading. There's the loading of the scenery, don't worry. Always does it in every flight. Yeah, it's immediate right turn after climbing out, and then we head towards a waypoint over here. And, should be okay. Not going around today though. Well, I hope anyway. I have got a patchy past with landing in Phoenix, and the new flight model actually, especially the 321-200. Haven't tried it in the 20 yet, but brilliant. It's really responsive on arrival. Flies a lot more like the Tolis now, and I'm more happy with flying the Tolis. So it's a lot easier. I haven't tested it in high winds though, and it looks like today we're going to get some very, very strong winds. And there's the runway there. As you come down, I've been to Lanzarote quite a few times on holiday, and there's cabin crew, and there's quite a lot of hotels here. If you're sitting on the aircraft left, you see quite a lot of hotels as you come over, and then there's sort of like a walking park, a bike trail right into the runway. It's good for plane spotting. Ashley Island. Brilliant. We're coming secure. 3 hours 44 minutes in the air so far. So we'll keep it as is. Enjoy some views, and there's the shark looking things that we've got going on, the chevrons. It's quite nice. The modelling on this aircraft is absolutely brilliant. I wonder when they're going to add the sharklets, and I wonder why they haven't done it with this update. I'd presume that with the sharklets it'd be easy to add because it's just cosmetic. Just wait and see. Right, let's get comfy in the chair now, and we'll update the weather again. Just want to make sure. So it's gone up by, was it 19 all the time? Is it 18? So it's still temporarily 020 at 15 gusting 25, 010 at 18 at the, well it says that's what the meteo is, temporarily is that. Well, it's also that as well, so 22.50 15, 22, 23, 020, 18, gusting 20. Okay, we'll see how it depicts the weather down when we get there. I'm just going to brace for it to be quite bumpy as we go down, and we'll just take it from there really. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out where my keys are binding to. There you go. That's the island facing view. Should start our right turn shortly. And the island that you can see just under the wing and over the wing over there is Fuerteventura, the Canary Island. I think that is the official windiest island. I know the two northernly most islands are always windy. When I fly here as crew, it's always windy and bumpy coming in. I don't think I've ever done a landing into any Canary Islands airport without it being a bit bumpy coming in. And it's not so much bumpy as you fly over the water like this, it's when you get sort of a lot closer to the airport, you get a nice sea breeze. And of course the islands are volcanic as well, mostly. I think, not active, I think Tenerife is still active. Okay, no. But I know Lanzarote is just, it's mostly like volcanic rock and stuff. But it makes it more windy because it's very mountainous, so the wind rolls off. And then, especially when you go into Tenerife, because it's at the bottom of a hill, especially Tenerife South, that makes it very bumpy. Fuerteventura, that's always bumpy at Fuerteventura. Gran Canaria, I've had it bumpy at Gran Canaria a few times, not too bad though. Did have to have a diversion once from Gran Canaria to Tenerife because it was so windy. But that wasn't to do with the Canary Islands, that was because of a freak storm that was coming through the area. That was strange actually. Right, let's start slowing down. So we're going to go 220. And it wants us at 2000. Okay. It flaps one out. There we go, 1000 feet. That should be alright. Keep it nicely there, and actually we'll go 210, just play it on the safe side. Again, this is a big aeroplane. I'm not used to it in the sim. Keep it like this. But when we turn on to final and activate approach, we'll go flight 2. Keep it about 800 feet per minute. Performance page on this side now, ready to activate. Which actually we'll do now. Activate approach. I'll even arm the speed brake as well. So we've armed the speed brake. Cabin crew, cabin ready. We have spoilers, arms. I think the speed's going to come down quite nicely. Like I said, this aircraft is quite nice with the speed. Flew the 320 when I was arriving into Zurich. It's quite a steep approach. Well, not a steep approach, but a bit of a steep descent. It was quite hard to control the speed. I had to get them in the gear quite early out, but it's because it's a smaller aircraft with the same engine, so also the taxi is very fast as well. Didn't even add any thrust in. Got up to 15, 20 knots. So 10 knots final now. Glide slope is nice slope. 600 feet per minute. Try and keep bang on that glide. And what we'll do is speed can come in. We'll go flat 2. We'll watch those flaps come out. Double slotted again. As you can see, the bottom bit comes out. And we'll go approach, second autopilot. So we have local star, glide slope, vertical speed has disappeared, and we'll go up to 5,000 feet, which is our go around today. we'll go 170 knots. We've come in quite nicely there, managed that descent quite nicely. Of course it's the Airbus that makes it quite easy actually. Low into the zone. So we are on glide slope localizer. So we are on a cross with it slightly. And there's that speed. You see it's 22 knots down the nose. Gusty. It is gusting up to 3-2 knots up and down. Idle thrust is coming up now. And the island's uploaded in properly, and you can see some of all this rough terrain, all volcanoes. And then if we jump to take a look at the runway, as you can see there's a big hill in the way, so if we do depart, right turn, and if we were to land on the opposite runway, the reciprocal runway, then you'd come in over here 1,000 feet per minute and right there, which is quite cool. Right, 6 miles, gear down. Speed window in. 3 green, flat 3. And flat full. ECAM memo no blue. Landing checklist has been completed. Let's have a look outside. Beautiful. I love the Condor livery. It's so nice. I know it looks a bit funny, but it's so cool. It's just different. I really can't wait for the shark assessment for the red one, and of course we're going to fly A321 ops, Monarch. Sadly we went across a long time ago now, but they used to have the 321, fly that ops as well. Thomas Cook as well, oh that would be cool, old Thomas Cook ops. Wizz Air, can't wait for the shark blitz actually. Just keeping 150 knots, and actually we've got a nice profile now. Glad I did that 150 knots. And there's the gusts. Right, enough messing around. My aeroplane. So it's a lot more responsive now than Fenix is. And you got to remember this aeroplane is very long, so nothing above 7.5 degrees on the flare. That is your buffer zone. Anything above 7.5 degrees. The tail strike limit is actually 9.5 degrees. So the 7.5 is just so you have a larger margin, which is understandable. So we keep it descending, keep on that glide, and as we get closer, it might get a little bit windier. Seems just stable.
Above 200 minimum 100
light slope
40 30 20 retard 10
Down we are. Yeah, that crosswind was a bit of a stonker, wasn't it? Tried to keep the centre line, but the aeroplane just drifted. It was stable though, so we'll take it. Nice and soft down. Like I said, the Fenix is very responsive now, so that wasn't too hard. It was just I'd let my guard down a bit as we come into that sort of final 40-50 feet. and I let the aircraft drift right. But we kept it sort of central, got back onto the central line as soon as we touched down, so that's alright. And welcome down to Lanzarote. So I bet all the holiday makers in the back of the airplane are happy that we're down. Oh, we've got the taxi lights, turn that on now. And the runway turn off lights can stay off. Wing light doesn't need to be on anyway. Master start switch on. Speed brakes disarmed. Spoilers in. We'll follow this round. Condor, their flight earlier took up stand 4. So we've got stand 4 over here. And we're sim settings, waiting for the thrust. Start the APU. Lovely, that wasn't a bad first flight in the Fenix. The runway, like I said, it's not too long here, as you can see. I don't know, when you're landing above water, I just get this optical illusion of height. It doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't match with your eyes. But we got it down. I'm happy with that. The aircraft's all cleaned up now. Strobe light can come off now. Get the bleed on. Turn right here. And this scenery's by Just Flight. It's really nice actually. And I couldn't say it does look a lot like Lanzarote. I've been in many times as cabin crew. Twice on holiday. And I think every other week now I do a Lanzarote for my company. There's a Binter ATR 72-600 or 400 maybe. Some nice passengers. Probably going to Las Palmas, Gran Canaria or something. Be interesting to watch that replay back of the landing when I've done the video, and just have a look what happened on that little final sort of 20-30 feet when the aircraft started to drift. I mean, it was completely stable, it was just a bit long. It didn't help, but I was so scared of the tail strike, I just sort of flared up. And there's stand 4. Engine 1 can come off now, and we'll coast it in. Lovely. What an excellent flight actually, really enjoyed that. 321's just brilliant. 319 sat around the 320, I just love the Fenix at the moment. And they fixed the one problem I had with it, the one major problem with the flare logic and the logic of the fly-by-wire. They fixed it, because I always think that the Tolis have really good fly-by-wire. It felt like you were flying an actual aeroplane. It was really good, but Fenix just had a stiffness about it, and it didn't flare right. But that was brilliant. When I flared, the aircraft flared as well. And we shall call it a day there. Parking brake set, engine number 2 is off, beacon light can come off, taxi light can come off, seatbelt sign off as well. And welcome down finally to Lanzarote with a flight time of 4 hours. That's not too bad, bang on time really I believe. Take off 5 minutes of taxiing, so 5 minutes late, but it's because we didn't go any higher, we only went up 1,000 feet. It's because of the aircraft. So we'll deboard, we'll get the... Oh, jetway's already connected, brilliant. Love the Fenix, does it for you. Ground services. Chocks and cones all set. So, I hope you enjoyed that one, guys, as much as I did. Buying the new Fenix, it's a real treat. What a brilliant aeroplane. Just look at that external model. I love the flight factor stuff, but not the flight factor stuff, sorry, I do apologise, the MTG stuff, but the modelling on this aircraft is absolutely second to none. I've never seen an aircraft modelled so perfectly. I am type rated as category to find the A321 and A321 CEO and Neo, and I've done a lot of flights on the 321, and I can say from being up close and personal with it, this looks identical. It is spot on and a great representation. I can't believe we've got it in the sim. We've been absolutely spoiled recently. We've had the 777, 321 and the 319 and the MD-11. So, I wonder what's coming next. Hopefully the Max and the 777. I hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did, please like and subscribe. Hope to all see you in the next one. But for now, I'll leave you in peace.